Okay guys, welcome back again to going back through the Tenstar Games Pack. Actually zooming through this today. Today's game is game number 6, which is Insanity Fight. There we go. It's Insanity Fight or Insanity Flight? It's Insanity Fight. I needed to make sure I wasn't missing a letter in there. These games are old and it's easy to forget. And this is the only game I'm going to do tonight. The reason being, the next game is Mercenary, and do you know what? I really don't want to rush that one, and I haven't got time to dedicate to it tonight. So I don't want to sort of try and squeeze it in and do too rushed. Not that I want to spend too long on this, so I'm going to be doing that. And also, you probably would have hopefully worked it out and noticed by now, what I'm doing is I'm recording all of these in one sharp go, because I want to de-Amiga before I go and collect my Amiga Batman pack from the UK towards the end of the year. But what I'm doing is I'm obviously recording them in quick succession and uploading them to YouTube and scheduling them as uploads. So if you're looking at the playlists, you will see episodes that you don't have access to appearing, and that's because they're scheduled to release later in the year, so that basically they can come out as like a countdown through the year but without my intervention. Does that make sense? Because seriously, once I finish recording these, I don't want to touch anything Amiga. I don't want to listen to Amiga music. I don't want to do anything, because I want to try and I'm not going to forget it like I did in the last 30 years, but I want to at least forget it to a point so that I sort of maximise that experience of unboxing the Batman pack. So just letting you know, that's the plan. And so in theory, let's see, we're up to number 6. So I think this should be releasing itself to you about middle of the year, which means at this point I've still got 9 months or so to go, but you know, only got about 6 months from this point in time when you guys are watching this, so that's quite exciting to even think about it. I actually took time today to actually schedule release dates. Seriously, this is how serious this is getting, because obviously I'd already uploaded 5 Tenstar Games Pack games plus the 2 episodes I did before, planned some other episodes around that I'll sort of, you know, get towards the end of the year. So yeah, it's getting quite exciting. Anyway, let's get into this game. So this is quite better thought out than it was meant to be, but it's still sort of fairly zero effort on my part. At the end of the day, I'm doing some recording while playing a game that I would like to play anyway. So this is great. Right, Insanity Fight. Let's again shrink me down to the corner of the screen, and off we go. In with the disc. Insanity Fight. And off we go. English would be nice. See, it's so funny. Even like things like this menu screen, when you first go, you go, oh, that's a bit weird. Then you go, oh yeah, I remember doing this. Like I said, I have tested all these games, but it's little things like this, the Amiga mouse there flying through space. It's just a nice touch, a nice way to do a menu. Insanity Fight. The great thing about Insanity Fight, I've just noticed something that I don't know if I ever noticed before. I'll save it for when we get to those episodes. It's to do with the way this magazine page is printed. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. I don't know. Weird, isn't it? Hey, you suddenly notice something. That's really funny. It's a bit of a misprint. Not this episode. The episode where it's relevant, if I remember. And I keep forgetting to look at here, not here. Easy trap for young players. Not that it matters. How many people are watching 8? And you're all very special to me. Right. What I was going to say before I got distracted by that misprint. I'm just going to press the fire button. Actually, before we get into pressing the fire button, I'll say this. First of all, I'll say that bit once we get into the game. But this is one of the games I seriously don't remember. I remember playing, absolutely, and both myself and my brother would have great fun with this because he loved shoot 'em ups, which is what this is. But I certainly don't remember getting very far, and maybe this is part of it. You're expected to have a data disk so you can save your progress. Never got that invested in it, in all honesty. Sort of treated it like a glorified Space Invaders, in all honesty. This is hilarious though. Just remember the things that are coming up. Maybe this is where my love. I need longer hair. Maybe this is where my love of heavy metal came from. I don't know. Like, there's no other than this.
Get ready, Starfighter. Starfighter ready.
It's like a cross between the last Starfighter. That feeling gives me a cross between the last Starfighter. Great movie if you remember that. And is this the demo or is this me? Oh, this is me playing. No. Yes. It seems to be driving itself. That was odd. Yeah, it sort of feels like a cross. That intro sort of feels like a cross between the last Starfighter and an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, which is a bit weird. The cool thing. I'll talk more about that game over thing. See, that didn't get very far. One level, one life. Is that right? Must be. This being part of the...
Get ready, Starfighter.
Sorry, so many things I have to be quiet for.
Starfighter ready.
Starfighter ready. The cool thing about, I will get this in, this being in the Tenstar Games Pack, again, you get home, you got your computer, and there is nothing you need more than a mindless shoot 'em up. Now, one of the other discs I did have access to, which I'll talk about when I die next, which won't be too long. Before I get to that, I want to talk about this. Is it me, or obviously those ships are kind of ripped off TIE fighters, which I remember, really not doing very well, and I never did. Never got very far. I don't remember getting to a level that looked anything other than this. I assume there is. Those ships are incredibly massive, but from memory, all you have to do is hit them once and they just explode, which is crazy. Have I got any other weapons? I've got a bee there. What does that do? I seem to have killed myself. I see, now I've got 4 lives. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's what up and down do. So up and down you can slow. That's right. You can slow the progress. Okay. And you can speed it up. Okay. I was thinking about this when I was planning on doing this earlier today, and I was thinking about it. I found myself thinking, is this one where you can go backwards? And I know obviously Xenon 2 you can go backwards. I'll talk about that in a moment. But I suddenly realised that the game I was thinking I could go backwards, and it had a radar down the I think the left-hand side of the screen, and it was a really good shoot 'em up. It was actually a game, I've no idea what it was called, but it was on the Acorn Electron. But it was a really good shoot 'em up, and you could go forwards and backwards, and you had this radar down the side so you could gauge where all the ships were. Quite crazy. Acorn Electron, I kid you not. That and Sphinx Adventure are my main memories of the Acorn Electron, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Yes, now look, those baddie ships clearly rip off of TIE fighters. These backgrounds, is it me, or does that make anybody else hungry thinking of Milky Bars? I don't know why, but for me, one shot at that ridiculously big battle cruiser and he's gone. I'm so bad at this. It's funny. So yeah, I mean, we would have played this. Where's the score? There's a score. So me and my brother would have been competitive on scoring and stuff like that. But I think actually would have been more competitive on who can get the furthest. But not seriously. We treated it more like a coin-up arcade than a game to play through from beginning to end. We certainly never saved our progress or anything like that, which is probably to our detriment. And that's the great thing about emulation, to be honest. I mean, now you can go back and revisit these games and go, do you know what? I'm going to clock this. And so maybe I'll come to that at some point. who knows, maybe I'll be lucky enough to get a hard copy of this and play it in the actual Amiga. Who knows? Oh. Now, here we go. I don't understand why I had one life the first go, but I seriously want to show you. Look, keep in mind what I said about Milky Bars, alright? Just keep that in the back of your mind. And we will get to... I'm licking my lips, aren't I, as I play? It's one of those things. So I'll mention two things when I die. Okay, keep in mind what I said about Milky Bars when I die this time, okay? Oh, there's the ship. Like one shot. Why does it die with one shot? That is ridiculous. What's the point of putting in a massive battle cruiser if it's that easy to kill? That makes no sense whatsoever. I must say it's quite a cool ship in this, and it's nice the way it sort of rotates left and right a little bit. There's a sort of a mangery feel to the ship design. Oh, who remembers Battle of the Planets? How good was Battle of the Planets? It's not a game, it's a cartoon, look it up. Seriously, I might just binge watch Battle of the Planets one day. I think I did revisit on YouTube and realise that it's not as good as I remember it being. I've got extra lives again. Sorry, I'm trying to die now. I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating, because it's a shoot 'em up. You have to win. This would have been good with a. I've got no auto fire. What is it with Xbox controllers and lack of auto fire? Oh, he's back. Have I actually progressed at all? Or do I just keep restarting in the same place? Ooh. They do come from behind you without any warning. Is there any kind of radar? I don't think so. What does space do? Oh. Space appears to pause it. Where did that come from? That's a Milky Bar. I'm sorry. That you're looking at there is a Milky Bar. That's not a Milky Bar. That's a guy's helmet. There we go. That was the game over symbol. Is a Milky Bar. I'm sorry. That's absolutely a Milky Bar. Now, what I was going to say was the other shoot 'em up we had when we already got the Amiga, we didn't actually have the full shoot 'em up, and I will do a playthrough next year of the game that I'm talking about, because I definitely have a funny memory of this, which is related to exactly what I'm going to tell you here. So we did have access to another shoot 'em up on day one, because keeping in mind this magazine we got in October, that's before we bought the Batman pack back in 1989, and it came with the demo levels of Xenon 2, which of course was a legendary, absolutely legendary shoot 'em up. So yeah, that was great. I'll tell you now, because it'll be, otherwise you'll be waiting for ages. My memories of Xenon 2, and I'll sort of repeat this in a separate video if I ever do one on Xenon 2. My memories of Xenon 2, and it took me a while to work this out when I was playing via emulation, having another quick look, because it's a legendary game, and the soundtrack, oh my god, bomb the bass. But I suddenly realised I never remember getting very far in the game, and I particularly remember never really seeing any kind of transition of the background, and then it slowly dawned on me, I don't think I ever bought Xenon 2. We only ever played the demo version because we had it on the cover disc, and then we kind of got distracted. I think at one point maybe I had a pirated version, but that never really seemed to load, like most cracked versions back in the day. So that's quite amusing. One of the most legendary games of all time. I will have to buy a legit version for my new Amiga, and of course I can play it through emulation as well, but I just think it's one of those things that I just have to collect because it's such a legendary shoot 'em up. But yeah, it's funny how you look back and you go, that's why I never remember getting very far. We didn't have it. We played the demo over and over and over. So there we go. But yeah, day one, other than the demo of that, we had Insanity Fight. That is a shoot 'em up that came with the Tenstar Games Pack. Really good fun. So thanks for watching that. And seriously, my memories on that, I'm not going to drag it out because this video's I've rambled on already. On this particular one, but you've seen what the game looks like, you've seen the gameplay. It's a pretty bog standard shoot 'em up, and literally other than thinking that we were flying over Milky Bars in space. It was, you know, just a sort of a competitive arcade coin-op style shoot 'em up that we would have just dug out every once in a while. But I guess because we had the Star Wars trilogy as well, which I'll get to in this countdown as well. Of course, that's a good series of shooting games as well, and that probably overrode the need for this. But I just thought it was great having the Batman pack and all 10 of these games. We're just over halfway through those now, so yep, Mercenary. Lots of memories about Mercenary, and I really want to do some detail on that. So we'll do that probably. I'll record that one tomorrow night. Okay, thanks guys. Well, we have to have some outro music, surely. Or maybe not, because it doesn't want to. So, hey, guess what? There's no outro music today. I'm just going to stop the video. Sorry about that.